Hello and welcome to more of my useless bastion of tech. So this here is, here, let me just show you. I just took that off a second ago. I'm gonna take this guy apart because I just look at that wire. What is that, like 18 gauge if we're lucky. So this was a great little splitter I had. Let me finish that thought. Used it multiple times. What I really love about it is every port has a nice little physical toggle switch to toggle off and on. What I don't love about it is it has a port and a LED on this, so no matter what, when this is plugged in, that LED is going to be like a micro draw on a battery. And I guess, that's probably not doing anything unless something's plugged in. But still, it's another case where there might be a micro draw. And I've just snipped this right off. And the reason why is this doesn't make the best connection. I nitpick the quality of these guys, but just the spring is just too tightly loaded. So it's like when you push against anything, it just pushes back, and it's, it's all this holding it, and that's the sides, that is, and it's not very great either. So I've got oh, let me just turn that off. Got a problem where it just, it goes in, seat's great, and everything works, never really have a problem, so it gets jostled a little bit, and you can see it's actually a very loose fit. Like I pushed that in, so that's a loose fit. That doesn't work for me. It gets jostled loose, and before you know it, like, my cooler's not running. And like, how many hours did that happen for? And in a vehicle, you know what, it doesn't take much for things to get jostled around a little bit. So we're going to change that out, and I just cut it off. I was going to replace it with a much better one. I've got a handful of these guys, which, if you've seen me already, it's got a little toggle here for two different normal and wide, and it's got a very, I like the plate, I like the design, all kinds about it is great. And let me just show you. I'm gonna put that right in. I'm gonna force it in as tight as it can go. And you can see it moving around a little bit, but like when I push that in, it doesn't, like, that's the spring compressed, and it has a bit of pushback. It's, equal resistance probably on the front and the sides. That's great. It's tight, solid connection. I imagine there's gonna be a lot less voltage loss on that. And the other thing is, this would get hot. This would get a lot hotter than it should when I'm running my cooler. And again, the cooler itself, that little guy, I've got a few different sizes of them. They all use the exact same amount of power. Look at this. She's melted some. There's a fuse in there. It's probably a garbage fuse that's can handle way more amps than it should, but same deal. Obviously that shouldn't be happening. And when I use this hub with this guy, real warm too, of course, and same with the other end where the power's coming through. And the only time that doesn't happen is with one of these coolers I have that I've upgraded to the better connection, this guy. And I've also got another cooler that has a very good connection too, where just it seats in, goes in, and you know what, like, even this gets real warm, and the opposite end gets real warm. So it's like, wherever there's not enough pressure, contact, things get too warm. Let's fix it up. And I thought, let's open this right up and see how robust it is inside. And from there, I might decide to just change instead of, because not that I'm going to be going over more than 12 volts, 10 amps, so 120 watts. You know what? I know 120 watts, 12 volts, sure, it's fine, but it's probably going to get warm. There's probably going to be some voltage drop on whatever that is, like 18 gauge if we're lucky. So I'm going to open this guy up because I just tore it off the top where I had it secured. And we're going to see just how easy it might be to swap it out with some maybe 14 or 16 gauge, something a little heavier duty. Alright, join me back in a bit. I'll show you the teardown.